Welcome back to Steel Valley Vintage. On today's episode, we have a John Deere pedal tractor made in Dyersville, Iowa from the 1960s or 1970s. This is an interesting story. I was dropping off my son at a local business here in town, and this young lady, maybe a little bit older, 30s or 40s, was wheeling this out to the curb to throw away in the nightly garbage here in town. I walked across 4 lanes of traffic to wheel this back across the street and put it into the back of my truck and save this one from the trash to place onto my eBay store. A little background on this Ertl pedal tractor associated with John Deere, of course. John Deere started in 1837 as John Deere invents the first steel plow that could till American soil without clogging. He incorporated that business around 1868. The first actual tractor that John Deere produced in the United States is called a John Deere Model D, and that happened in 1923, and it replaced something called the Waterloo Boy. In 1952, Ertl came about, and he started to work with the Deere family as the John Deere diecast was around 1952, and Ertl got very large and built a new company in Dyersville, Iowa, where this exact tractor was manufactured. In 1945, Ertl began making toy tractors, and by 1947, Ertl made a very important decision in the company's history, and he met with Deere toy executives, and he acquired the rights to be able to use the John Deere name with the die-cast tractors. A long time before that, the pedal car history started around the 1890s when cars started to hit American roadways and streets across the United States. These are modeled from real cars that were on the road at the time. One problem during the Great Depression was these cars were no longer affordable by normal citizens in our country, and they are produced and only purchased by the upper class. As money and manufacturing and jobs became much more readily available in the 1960s and 1970s, pedal cars and these types of toys were started to be purchased by the middle class and others for their children. In the 1960s and 1970s, these pedal toy manufacturers recognized that there is a huge market out there for other toy products other than cars. They started to produce items such as pedal planes, pedal trucks, and yes, of course, pedal tractors, as you see here before you. The Ertl company realized this and started to produce pedal tractors in the John Deere green, as you can see here from this example. Ertl jumped on board and makes what you see here, which is a pedal toy tractor modeled after the 520 John Deere tractor. As I told you earlier, I rescued this from the side of the road as the lady was wheeling it toward the street, walked across 4 lanes of traffic, grabbed this, brought it home, took photos of it, basically from this same area in my yard. You can see the stamp of this toy, Dyersville, Iowa, the Model 520, the Ertl name, in the condition that you see it here. A gentleman is coming to pick this up from me, as this has already been purchased and it is on hold for him. What I would like to give you as a tip from today is always be on the lookout for items people are throwing away, placing in their trash, wheeling out to the street. Pick those items up. Some of these things are very valuable. Check out what this sold for as I post my eBay link at the end of this video. as always, until next time on Still Valley Vintage, I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I will see you later.